Twitter and Facebook. And if we're going to confront this problem of people using their public offices and state power to try to intimidate, then let's do it in a comprehensive way. Let's take an example, Mr. Chairman, that you'll recognize immediately. Over the weekend, you appeared on Newsmax, and you boasted that you had told AT&T, a private company, that they needed to restore Newsmax to carrying DirecTV or face the consequences. To quote you verbatim, quote, "I'm very upset that DirecTV doesn't have Newsmax on there. I've been in constant communication with the leadership of AT&T and DirecTV. I've strongly encouraged them to meet with your CEO, Mr. Ruddy, to get this worked out, or else. Or else." Now, I have no opinion about whether or not AT&T should carry Newsmax. Apparently, it was purely a business decision, according to the Wall Street Journal, and I'll ask unanimous consent to introduce this editorial by the Wall Street Journal called "The Right's Wrong Attack on DirecTV over Newsmax. A commercial dispute isn't about censoring conservatives."
Without objection.
So we can submit that. There was also a letter written by 42 of our colleagues, including the chairman, directly to AT&T, demanding that they carry Newsmax. Now, and the premise of it was there was some kind of left-wing conspiracy or so on, and the Wall Street Journal completely debunked that, saying political coercion of business is as distasteful from the right as it is from the left. But if threatening official coercive pressure like this, follow our orders or else, applied against not just private social media entities, which is what they're proposing in this bill, but against any media entity, it would transform politics in America in the meaning of the First Amendment. But if we're going to do it, let's do it. And the First Amendment says if this is going to apply to the internet, if it's going to protect Twitter, arguably, which is the conceit or pretense of this bill, it should also protect AT&T against getting coerced into making a deal it doesn't want to make and spending millions of dollars it doesn't want to spend with Newsmax.
Jamie Raskin is really one of the best members of Congress when it comes to simply and concisely getting to a point and being explicitly clear about who he's putting in their place. Using their own words against them, Jamie Raskin is able to point out Republican hypocrisy in a way that only he can do. He's just giving a masterclass here on how to deal with the nonsense that is coming from the Republican Party. Here's another clip where Jamie Raskin gives Republicans a little grammar lesson because clearly they don't understand the difference between Democrat and Democratic. And once again, doing it in the fashion that only Jamie Raskin can do it, he hits the nail on the head. Check it out.
I wanted to make just a brief semantic point because the gentlelady was making a grammatical error that I heard some of her colleagues make before. I believe she referred to a Democrat solution. I heard another member talk about a Democrat member and a Democrat plan. I just wanted to educate our distinguished colleagues that Democrat is the noun. When you use it as an adjective, you say the Democratic member, or the Democratic solution, or the Democratic plan. And so I assume it's a good faith grammatical error the first few times. But after people are corrected several times and they continue to say it, it seems like it's an act of incivility, as if every time we mentioned the other party, it just came out with a kind of political speech impediment like, oh, the Banana Republican Party, as if we were to say that every time we mentioned the Banana Republican member or the Banana Republican plan or the Banana Republican Conference. But we wouldn't do that. So out of pure political courtesy, when it's an adjective, refer to the Democratic Congresswoman or the Democratic member.